Hello friends, this is Bob Evans, your candidate for Butte County Supervisor District 3. And I believe this is week 6 in our weekly vlog where we discuss issues which I hope are of interest to you. They are to me. And this week I want to talk about an article I read recently in a national magazine. The article talked about the 10 top cities to live in. And there's a lot of these surveys out there, but in this particular one, I noticed that the cities had something in common. Cities like Boise, Idaho, and Boulder, Colorado were both on this as top 10 cities. And what do they have in common? Well, they both had great universities, and they both had plenty of outdoor adventure opportunities surrounding the location. Does that sound familiar? It does to me. It sounds like Butte County to me. Chico State is a wonderful university, and of course, between the rivers and the lakes and the foothills and our park, we have great opportunities for outdoor adventure. Two other things that pop up in these surveys that these top 10 cities have in common. One was a safe environment to raise their families, and two is economic opportunities, good jobs available so that employment and housing is available to the citizens. Well, I want to talk to these last two items because these are two that we can influence here in Chico State. First, public safety. I hope you all know that that's always been my top priority. I know it's a top priority of government at all levels to provide a safe environment for their citizens to raise their family, raise their kids. And the other one is economic development, or the opportunity to have good paying jobs so you can raise your family, buy a home, and live the American dream. Well, let's talk safety first. Safety has always been my top priority, and it still is. And we have a great sheriff and great sheriff's department for law enforcement, and they do as good a job as they can within the constraints that California puts on our sheriff's department. It's not ideal, but I know Sheriff Honey does an awesome job. On the issue of economic development or jobs for our citizens, there's an awful lot of good stuff going on here locally. Before we get to the good news, let's talk California. Our state seems to be almost anti-business. They seem to throw roadblocks out all the time. They make it expensive, and they make the process of getting a company started and profitable extremely onerous as compared to other states. So let's cast that aside. We'll talk about the state of California in another vlog, but I want to talk about the good stuff going on in Butte County and in Chico right now. We have several organizations, both public and private, that are all doing different aspects of helping businesses establish, helping businesses to grow. And I just want to read off a couple of the names here of organizations that are working for economic development. There's three core. There's the Alliance for Workforce Development. There's the Butte College Small Business Development Center, the training place at Butte College. There's the Chico Chamber of Commerce and other Chamber of Commerces. There's the Chico State Center for Economic Development and the Chico State Center for Entrepreneurship. There's the Downtown Business Association. There's Nortec. There's SCORE. And the last one I'll talk about is Advance in North State. But these are just some of the many private and or public organizations that are working with businesses to help them either establish themselves if they're new, to help them smooth the path to grow when that time comes so they can create more jobs. And of course, if businesses are struggling, there's opportunities for counseling and help through these different organizations. And this is important to me. Actually, this is personal to me. And the reason it's personal to me, and it may be after I state my situation to many of you, is I have 3 kids, great kids. I love my kids. They all graduated from Chico State, and they all left Chico to find meaningful employment. They left Butte County. 2 of them left the state, and the 3rd might be leaving the state soon. My youngest son is in Seattle. My middle son and his family live in the Bay Area presently, but are considering a move to the south because of an increased opportunity. And when I say south, I'm not talking Southern California. I'm talking east of the Mississippi South. And then my daughter and my third grandchild, they live on the East Coast. They would all love to come back, be closer to Butte County and Chico if they could find meaningful employment. But today, not yet at least, those opportunities simply aren't there. We need to work to fix that. We need to all work to fix that. And if I am your chosen supervisor for Butte County, public safety will be my top priority. Economic development will be right up there with it. We have organizations that are working hard. We may need some coordination amongst those organizations, but I know everybody's invested in making this a better place for our families to have good paying jobs, a safe place to have their kids grow up, and would love to have be able to stay here after college. So that's my goal, to help in that process. And this is week 6, and I'm Bob Evans. That's going to end our vlog. As always, I hope you have a great day in this wonderful county. Thank you. See you next week.